Hello, welcome back to Ketter Gaming. We've got a little bit of work to do here. We did hay last time on a time lapse. Been having a little bit of technical difficulty with my setup. I don't know what settings changed, but apparently my ability to drive is also experiencing some technical difficulty. I don't know what I changed on my PC, but I've been having some audio-related trouble the last few days trying to get everything going, so we're gonna hope that this episode works out a little bit better. So we finished up the hay, and let's actually just jump in here to the animal menu for a second, and we can see that most of our animals are now high productivity. Our sheep got up to 100, cows are 80 with the hay and silage, or the hay. Pigs are 95, so we're in a pretty good spot. And so now we're going to hopefully spray our 2 remaining fields before they grow. And in order to do that, I'm going to switch out the tires on our 6M here. Set us up for spraying. So if I just jump in here, I should be able to customize the tires to narrow. Perfect. Now we're all set up for spraying. Oops. Forgot that it disconnects the attachment. And we get to use our handy dandy fill containers up here behind the sheds. And we put a little bit of liquid fertilizer in here, so let's grab this. Refilling, am I not close enough? Do I need to open the cover? Probably. There we go. Well, it's not terribly big, so we'll just fill it all the way up. Alright, let's see how this goes. It's kind of hard to see where I'm actually spraying. Zoom out a little bit here. Probably just eyeball it and get it close enough. Probably not super realistic to be spraying sunflowers once they're this big anyway. Oh well, we want the extra yield here. It'll probably be a little bit easier to see how much we've done in the other field in the front. We'll be able to just take 3 passes if I just learn to drive. The sprayer's small, but probably appropriately sized for our fields. At some point, we might want to upgrade a little bit to something smidge wider. We'll see. So yeah, I've been jumping around between our series. I know I talked about doing some more Westby videos with Worker Chad, but unfortunately Worker Chad's been without power for like 4 days straight now, and so we're kind of on hold until he gets back in action, gets his life sorted out. So We'll be filling out with a few more of these, which is no problem for me. I'm loving this series so far. And yeah, we'll just keep going on the Michigan series, which has been also a lot of fun, especially with the sugar beets. So it's something that's a little bit different. We'll be trying out some different equipment there. On here, now that we've got all of our animals kind of up to speed, it looks like that one hay field is going to be enough to keep up with what we have. And I assume it's going to grow out again for another yield before our 6 days runs out for the current livestock. So I'm hoping we can actually ramp up our animals a little bit. I was thinking about buying essentially 10 more of everything here after we get done planting our next set of fields. I want to make sure that we don't run out of money while we're trying to get planted and everything, so I will be not buying any more animals until after we get all of our fields planted here. Avoid this pole. Or not. Oh well, we didn't break anything. It's good. So, yeah, these two fields will be ready to harvest here pretty quickly. And I think we're going to start getting the ones that we've already harvested prepped for planting. We do need to spread lime on all of the fields. We need to spread fertilizer on all the fields. So what I'll probably do is spread the lime, spread the fertilizer, and then we'll disc our fields, and then they'll be ready for planting. And we'll already have a stage of fertilizer on everything. And then depending on what I decide to plant, one of the planters I think will apply fertilization while it's planting, and then the other one won't, so we'll have to hit the other ones for the second round, but that'll be fun. So let's go ahead. I think that's everything for this field. Let's go ahead and check and see if that actually worked or not. Get the lime. Yeah, so we'll get a little bit extra yield out of those two fields, which will be good. So we're just going to go ahead and park this back up in the yard. Well, actually, you know what? Normally I would do some dry fertilizer on these fields, because I think it'd probably go a little quicker, but since we're already hooked up and we already made the purchase for this liquid fertilizer, I'm just going to toss that down on these fields, and then we'll come back and hit it with the lime, so I don't have to switch everything out and incur more cost. So we'll start with this big field back here. We're going to bump the time up just a smidge. There we go. So yeah, normally you'd see dry fertilizer going into a field maybe before you do something like this, but it's Farming Simulator. The realism factor is as much as you make it, but we're going to abuse the video game mechanic for the sake of getting started and not wasting a bunch of money. So I can avoid this tree. I cannot. Away we go. See, I've been a bit under the weather as well the last few days, which has made getting content out on my regular schedule a little bit difficult. So I do apologize for the kind of randomness in the times that things get posted. I've been kind of just getting things out there when I can. Luckily, able to keep to the daily schedule here. Last Friday I ran out of time and ended up posting a bunch of my Satisfactory videos that I had already recorded before I decided not to mix content on this channel. So that'll be the last of the non-farming simulator content on this channel, at least for a while. I really want to stick to just putting out some farming sim videos for a while and see how it goes. And I forgot how slow these sprayers can be, so we're really gonna be just putzing along here for a little bit. I'm also not sure I fully understand how the horse mechanic works. I don't know what all the different symbols on the horse menu mean. I know I'm supposed to be exercising them. I'm not sure if there's other things that I'm supposed to be doing, and I don't know what the symbols mean, so I really got to look that up at some point to make sure that we're doing a good job of taking care of a horse. I did ride him around a little bit off camera, and I didn't really get to see the exercise bar go up per se, so or what I think the exercise bar is, so I again am not sure I'm doing that right, so we're gonna have to figure that out in one of our upcoming videos here, and I'll definitely talk about that some more on camera once I figure it out. One of the things that I've noticed with FS19 is that a lot of the standard content creators that I watched for FS17 are really dropping off, either not posting on as much of a regular basis, or some of them have switched games altogether. So I found that interesting because for me, FS19 has been a major upgrade. I did start with Farming Simulator 17, and I thought it was a great game, but FS19 seems to be better for my playstyle, at least, in just about every way, so I really haven't had that many complaints. The only thing I'm really looking forward to is just some more maps. I've really liked some of the maps that are coming out more recently. But I guess I say that I like this map quite a bit. Michigan's been a good map. A lot of the other maps that I like the style of are just unfinished right now, like Westby or Rolling Hills. And I think that those are going to be really awesome maps once they get a little bit more polish. But a lot of the mod creators have gone quiet, which is unfortunate, but I do get it. I know modding takes quite a bit of work. So I keep telling myself that I'm going to get off my laziness and do some of my own modding, maybe try my hand at making a map at some point, but I just haven't had the time yet, so I can definitely not one to complain that other people aren't getting content out when I haven't found the time to do it myself. I forget how sensitive the microphone that I'm using is, and hopefully you guys are not listening to me gulp down my beverage here on the side. One of the things that I find when I'm doing these videos is that you talk nonstop for 20-30 minutes, and then your throat's always dry, and so I'm trying to stay hydrated here and keep my throat from drying out and getting scratchy so you guys can actually understand me, but at the same time nobody wants to hear me gulping away. So I just looked over and saw my mic bar on my recording software moving significantly there, so I'll have to do a better job of muting myself in the future. That's one of the things that has been so much fun for me with recording these videos, is just learning the process a little bit better, learning what you can and can't do, figuring out how the software works and the editing processes afterwards. So yeah, for me this is really just kind of a hobby, trying to learn, trying to be part of the community, and have a good time. So really appreciate all the viewers. I was surprised. So I'm guilty of sitting there and checking my YouTube analytics stats on a regular basis throughout the day, and watching the view stats grow, and seeing which videos people like, which ones they don't, and trying not to overanalyze that too much. But I do have to say that I am now up to just over 70 subscribers, and that's been awesome. When I started this out, I really didn't have any specific goals for getting subscribers so much as just learning about the process, and to see that there's over 70 people subscribed and watching my content is amazing to me. So it gives me a little bit of energy to keep going and try and get that regular content out there, just because apparently people are out there watching it and hopefully enjoying it. So thank you, and please, if you've got thoughts or feedback, I'd love to hear it, because this has just been a learning experience for me. And if there's any mods or maps that you think I should give a try, please leave a comment below. I'd love to try out some new things all the time. I'm trying to put some new mods into my games, especially my time-lapse series. It's easy to just toss something new in, but even in this series, if there's things you'd like to see me do, I'm open to suggestions. And then, as always, I'm horrible at self-promoting, so if you're enjoying the video, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and there'll be more content here. My goal is to continue to post daily some kind of farming simulator content, so that's what you're into. Please, I'd love to have you join the community here on the channel. And always, if you're enjoying the video, please hit that like button. So we're almost done fertilizing all the fields that we own. I think we own this field right across from us here too, even though there was no crop in it. So we're going to check that on the map here just as soon as I straighten out. We do. So we're going to hit that, and then we're going to go try and hit our grass field with the round of fertilizer too. Just because we can. It'll be nice to get some extra grass off of that field next time, because that'll make it go just that much farther with the animals. And I've never been the biggest fan of harvesting grass, so I think that if we can get more out of the time we spent doing it, that'll be a win-win for everybody. Definitely like the variety on this map. I haven't done the same thing twice in a number of episodes, so that's pretty awesome. Where some of the maps that I'm on, and it's not the fault of the map, it's just the type of activities that I've chosen to do, I feel like I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. Like the Michigan map for a little while there, it's just a never-ending cycle of plant harvest. Like every other episode I was doing one of those two things, so that's why we decided to mix it up a little bit. Trying out this first person thing. We're only going to fill this half full this time, because a full tank went quite a ways. Get down here. here again, although I left that wagon kind of in the way. Yeah, sometimes when I'm just moving around the yard, it feels easier to do that in first person. Where's the... I was spraying the other field, I got confused. They look essentially the same right now. Awesome. So the other thing I'm trying to do is keep a tighter watch on the clock. Some of my episodes have been kind of long here. And in fact, when I was recording the last video where I was doing the hay, I completely lost track of time anyway and had recorded almost an hour before I realized that I'm trying to keep the videos in the between 20 and 30 minutes. So it actually worked out pretty well that the audio got all messed up and I had to turn it into a time lapse because otherwise it would have been a massive video. And so that's one of the other things that I'd love feedback on. What length of video do you guys typically like when you're watching different kinds of series? Both this kind where it's more of a let's play and I'm talking and interacting, and the time-lapse videos. I see a lot of different people do it different ways, and I haven't really been able to decipher what people generally prefer, especially because my watching scenarios are a little bit different than most, and I actually have a couple channels that I watch that I watch shorter videos, like 10 to 15 minute time-lapse videos are awesome, and then some of them that I watch that are much longer, that I just like to put on in the background when I'm doing other things and not worry about switching videos. So yeah, let me know what you guys like. Just kind of curious. So we're almost done fertilizing here, and then we just have that grass field to do. I think that that's going to be the goal, is if we can get that done here before we're done for today, we'll have accomplished a fair amount. And then next time we'll probably try and hook up this line spreader for the first time and see how that goes. Miss a little bit on the round there. Ah well, we'll catch it when we come back. So I realize also that we're going to need a bigger tractor to pull that disc. I'm not playing that very well. I think I was planning on having enough money to buy a 6R when I bought it, so I'd be really curious to see if this thing can even pull it. Got so many things to do. Kind of spraying cooking here too. This will work out perfect if I can get around that tree. Nice. Just go down here. Pick up that little splotch on the way back. And run over and grab our grass field. I love it when a plan comes together. I wasn't sure how much time it was going to take to do the fertilizing, so it's always hard to plan out a video, and when I'm doing time lapses, I find that it's so much easier because you just keep doing stuff until you run out of time, and if you go a little bit over, you can just speed up a section a little bit more than you normally would have, or slow down a section if you don't have as much to do or as much time as you thought. Oh my goodness, sorry buddy, my bad. But this Let's Play, I find that I have to actually like kind of plan out what I want to do ahead of recording the video, or I'll run out of time. or I won't have as much to do as I thought, and so this is proving to be a lot more challenging than some of the other videos that I do, which is not a problem. It's good. It's fun to have to think things through a little bit, but at the same time, I've realized I've never paid attention to how long a job takes in Farming Simulator. Like, I typically just kind of play, and so now I'm finding that I have to pay a lot more attention when I'm doing things, so it's not a bad thing. So we're going to see if I can take our obligatory screenshot. This would be a good one. I always find I have a hard time controlling the camera and driving and hitting all the buttons at the same time now that I'm using a steering wheel to drive more often. It's like I need a third arm for the mouse, or my side panel. Or I just need to memorize my keys on my buttons a little bit better so I don't have to keep falling back to reaching up for the steering wheel. Alright. And we clip the tree again. It's like the sprayer is just a foot longer than I anticipate. But based on the ground color change, it looks like the fertilizer is working here, so we are going to be doing good. Looking forward to seeing how much we get out of this field when we harvest it. Hopefully enough to fill up our animals once I increase them all a little bit and put a little bit away in storage. I'd really like to be able to have some excess stored up so that if we don't get to it right away, we're still in a good spot. I guess you can always buy bales now. I think that FS19 added bales to the shop by default. I've not done that much with animals, so I haven't really had a chance to look. I guess we can look real quick. Yeah. So you can buy bales now, which is a good way to do it if we run out of money. Alright, well with that, we almost used up all of our fertilizer, and we have finished the last of our fields, so I think this is a great place to wrap up the episode. That's all for today. Kedurk, out.